Hey guys, just thought I'd do a quick update, let you guys know what's been going on in the past couple of weeks. I know it's been a while. I was kind of holding off because I have a couple of irons in the fire, I guess you'd say. Just kind of waiting for some responses from a couple of emails from some ideas that I have that might help us out. But these are advocacy agencies, and it's the Thanksgiving giving season, and they're very busy. So I'm just going to go from here and let you know what we've been doing and what's on the horizon. Thank you so much for the support. There's been an outpour of community support and people that want to help, and it's really inspiring. A lot of times you get it in your head that everybody just thinks that, oh, the homeless are not worth my time or not worth my effort, or they did this to themselves, and if they wanted to get out of homelessness, they could just pick themselves up and do it. First of all, no. No, that's not how it's gonna go, and I'll probably do a video on that later. But it's just really inspiring to see how much outreach I've gotten from the community, people that want to help donate their time, their materials, and their support. So thank you all. It's really, really great. Right now, I'm at a little bit of a standstill as far as donations go. I've got lots of blankets. I have lots of pillows. I can make more beds right now. I've held off a little bit because I don't want to send the beds out unless I know where they're going. I did make another one just the other day. I knew where this guy's tent was. It's pretty close. I mean, I know I see him almost every day at the pantry. So, yeah, here you go. And I know that's not going to end up, in a ditch or littering something. So, so I'll probably start making more of those. And like I said, it's just hard because I don't have a huge place and it does take up room here, but I'll keep making them so that when we do get this shelter, because we are going to get this shelter, we'll have something to start with. So, the emails I've been sent came from some meetings that I've been to. One was a statewide meeting called the Continuum of Care, which has all kinds of advocacy agencies ranging from, Preferred Family to the Northeast Community Action Center to United Way and many, many more. And its focus is on the homeless population and what can be done. One thing that I definitely took away from it for our area is there is a little bit of funding left, they said, for at-risk people that are at risk of homelessness. So what that technically means is if they're living in a motel room on their own, or living with a family member, which is called double bunking. I guess couch surfing probably qualifies for that. And they make less than 30% of the median income of the area. So they can't make a lot of money. So if anyone out there knows of anyone that could benefit from something like that, feel free to contact me. I have their contact information, and I can get you in touch with the right people. So things like that, if we can get as many off the streets as we can right now. I mean, they're not on the streets if they're at risk, but let's not increase the population. Another one was I had a meeting with NECAC, and she gave me she gave me a ton of these. That's the back of it. A ton of these brochures for the Skill Up and the I program, which I believe they're basically the same thing. Skill Up is if you're on receiving food stamps. The I program is if you're not. They come with these letters attached. Kind of explains more about what she's able to do. And honestly, if people are willing to work, this is a huge thing. They can do a lot to help people. In this letter that she's handing out, it has this story about how she helped a man who was homeless. She helped get him the clothes to get an interview. She helped get that interview set up. They got the job. He didn't have a place to live, so she got she found an apartment, and then she helped pay the deposit and the rent, things like that. So I think that could be a huge, huge resource for people. We just need to get the word out a little bit more about it. Um, and like I said, a willingness to work doesn't have to be the next day. Um, Her job is to remove roadblocks that are in the way from, being able to um, sustain life and become, a a benefit to society. So that's a huge thing. If you can help get the word out about that, that's fantastic. It's called Skill Up and I program through NECAC, the Northeast Community Action Center. And if you want any more information about that, feel free to contact me. And I don't want to give her name out. She gave it to me, and we're passing out all these things, but I don't know. I feel weird about that. She probably. It's on the bottom of that. But anyway, so that was fantastic. I've also had some meetings that came from that statewide meeting um, with people that have been doing this. Like, they tried to do this last year when it got cold. They tried to get a shelter going. And it sounds like they have a lot of the things in place. There's just some roadblocks, some people that don't want it to happen, and these people that don't want it to happen have a lot to say. So we did have a shelter here, and if you're familiar with the area, you've probably heard of the Hope House. Um, it didn't end well. The police were called there regularly. It turned into, a drug haven. Violence was apparently an issue there. So that's not what we're going for. We're going for a sustainable shelter. It's going to have rules. It's going to be supervised. There's not going to be violence. There's not going to be drugs coming into this place. It's going to be a clean facility, and it's going to be something that we can be proud of, and something that's going to help people get out of their situation. And yeah, there's plenty of homeless people that don't want to get out of it right now. And there's plenty that do too. So I just feel like if we get one place where all the information is to help, and one place where people can see others progressing and moving forward, and just a community of positivity, that's going to do so much to help everyone in the community. A lot of people say, well, everybody's hiring right now. Why don't they just go get a job? Well, if you've been homeless for 5 years and your day-to-day activities include sitting and then going and getting your food at the pantry and coming back and sitting some more, going right out and getting a job isn't probably a good idea. You don't want to rush someone into something and then they fail. Let's not set people up for disaster. But I'm getting a little off subject here. Anyway, so there's things in place, and I want a shelter, and I want to be involved in it, but it doesn't have to be my shelter. I just, people are suffering, and we need to end the suffering. So that's actually it was really inspired, and I think that I inspired those individuals and relit the fire on that project. So that's something that I think is going to move forward. And what I think we need to do is, the community has shown me how much they want to support this. So I feel like we all need to get together, maybe have some sort of a public forum, and that way we'll see who all is with us and what can be done to convince the police department and the city that this is going to be a benefit to our community, and it's not going to be what's the word, a burden to them, to where they're going to have to be down there every day and they're going to have to keep a constant eye on it, and it's just going to be a place for drugs. No, that's not what it's going to be. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing right now is community support and showing that this is going to be a positive thing. So I'm thinking about doing that. I was kind of thinking the weekend after Thanksgiving. I know it's tight. Maybe the weekend after that. But if we don't at least get together before Christmas, then it's going to be January, and we're going to be into the harshest of the cold, and it's not going to matter. We're not going to be talking about a shelter. We're going to be talking about how much money we can raise to put them in a hotel, which is a waste. Let's find a big place that we can rent for a month or two to get through the winter, and then we can get more talks of a shelter going. But that's just wild ideas. I'm going to hit pause real quick because I don't know where I am. So yeah, basically, other than that, I was just thinking as I was watching that, it might even be something that we could do as a YouTube live thing. So that might be an option too, since it is kind of short notice. So let me know, what your thoughts are on that. If you think it would be better to have a forum where, like, we can personally get together, but we're still dealing with this coronavirus thing, so maybe it should be virtual. I don't know. More people might come virtually too, so we could do either of those. Personally, I've been struggling a little bit. Feel like I'm not doing enough, and that's probably just because I transitioned from working at a job where I was running constantly, and now I'm kind of just having to come up with things to do, and I'm stuck. So, I kind of learn a little bit from that, because it took away the structure, not having a job and getting up and getting somewhere right away in the morning. And I'm not homeless, but I'm living kind of like it because I don't have to do something every day. And the weird thing is, I had tons of energy when I was working, and now that I don't have something specific to do, I don't have any energy. So, that has something to do with it too. And just imagine if you were like that for 5 years. You can't just walk down the street and get a job and be like, yep, I'm going to be here every day. Like, it's going to take some time. So it's a little bit of a learning experience, and I'm glad that I did it. It's probably time to change that. And as you see, I finally got a haircut and trimmed my beard up because I don't need to. I did that intentionally because I thought that it would help. What's the word that I'm looking for? Be more relatable when I'm out there talking to the homeless people. Like, if I was homeless and somebody came, actually, this happened to me. I was riding my bike home, and I stopped to light a cigarette, and a group of religious people pulled up to me in this really nice Escalade. I did not call them. I did not get in contact with them. It's like, I don't know. Do I trust you? So, I think it served its purpose, but its purpose is over now, and now I need to be more professional. So, and my car is working, so yay, I can do more, which is great. I've been able to take things around and pick up more donations and things like that, so that's good. Other than that, we're just gonna keep on pushing, and we're gonna get this thing to happen. Thank you again for all of your support. Hope this wasn't too much. Take care, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving.